Mario Kart.
Battle 4 Super Mario Kart versus Sonic Drift 2. In this competition, both Mario and Sonic take to the streets in some fast-paced action fantasy racing. Both titles are very similar, but there is a lot of differences that help us determine which game is actually better. If you were a Sega fan back then, you may have thought it was lame that Sonic's racing game was on the Game Gear, while the Nintendo Club got to have Mario Racing on the 16-bit Super Nintendo home console. But hopefully many fans realized that it's pretty cool that Sonic Drift was on Game Gear, because it's an excellent way to show off the superpower of the console. And Sonic Drift 2 winded up being one of the best games on the Sega Game Gear. So first, let's start with the graphics. Technically, Super Mario Kart has superior graphics. The ground is semi-three-dimensional in its appearance, which doesn't look like much today, but back in 1992, it was a spectacle to the eyes. Sonic Drift 2 tries to capture the same thing, but ultimately uses the same old driving road graphics used in many other racers from the 80s and 90s, such as pole position. But it makes up for it by adding lots of little things in the environments to help sparkle the levels with that Sonic charm. But graphics-wise, Super Mario Kart looks better, but honestly, not by much. For me, at least. On to the lovable characters. Mario Kart features 8 playable racers, while Sonic Drift features 7. So for the amount of players, they're about even. One little difference that adds variety is that each racer in Sonic Drift has their own unique car to drive. Amy's car has eyes, like Benny the Cab from Roger Rabbit. Robotnik and Fang have their ball hover ships. Knuckles is driving a Hummer truck, and Sonic, Metal Sonic, and Tails have regular street cars, but each have designs that are a little different. However, in Super Mario Kart, every racer is driving the same exact kart, just with different colors, which is classic and gives the game a good look. But the cars in Sonic Drift are better because there was way more effort into making each car special. It's the little details that most gamers seem to ignore, because believe it or not, there's much more things that make a video game great than just the gameplay. Now let's talk about the levels. In Mario Kart, there are 8 main level designs, but counting part 1 and 2 for each level, there are 16 levels in the game. But here's the thing. The second part to each main level looks near identical to the first part. So to me, the game mostly has 8 levels. Sonic Drift, on the other hand, has a total of 18 levels. But each level is completely different from one another, so that every next race, you never know what to expect. That's pretty badass. Sonic Drift also reuses the same theme, but only 4 times out of all the levels, compared to Mario Kart, which reuses the level themes 8 times. Sonic Drift's levels are way better and take the player to more exotic and creative locations than Mario's racer. In Sonic Drift, you can race in the rain, which affects gameplay. You can race in mysterious caves. You can race through the casinos, which are colorful as hell, which is Casino Night Raceway. And you can race on the Death Egg as the final level. Mario's levels have variety here too, but they're far less creative, and definitely more bland. On to the gameplay. Well, this might be a surprising take, but to me, I don't think the gameplay is very good in both games. In fact, I'd say for both games, the gameplay is difficult to control and feels very wonky. It's like they're both attempting to perfect 3D game style that just isn't here yet for the early 90s. I think it's cool that they both tried, but it's not exactly ideal though, to be honest. But which game has better gameplay? Well, I guess Mario, but it's nowhere near as good as it feels to drive like in Mario Kart 64. But it is what it is. I think people are a little too generous when complimenting the gameplay of Super Mario Kart for Super Nintendo. It's the whole bullshit Nintendo can do no wrong crap. Its gameplay is flawed, but playable, and it's okay at best. So another thing to mention is that both games have 2-player action. Yes, even Sonic Drift, although you have to have a Game Gear cable to connect two Game Gears together. But the option is still there. But Mario Kart also has an extra option for 2 players. The Balloon Battle Mode. This is always extremely fun, and this offers an extra thing to do in the game that Sega doesn't offer in Sonic Drift 2. In conclusion, I don't think Super Mario Kart is that much better than Sonic Drift 2. They're both equally good games. And despite the graphics upgrade in Mario Kart, Sonic Drift 2 offers more stuff to the player. This will definitely make people mad, but I'm going to call this a tie. But since Mario Kart is slightly better, I'll give Mario 4 points and Sonic 3 points. Battle 5! Super Mario Land 2 versus Sonic Chaos. Entering another console battle is comparing the Game Boy Mario titles and the Sonic Game Gear titles. Well, to begin with, Mario Land 2 has a hub map, and it's an amazing one, especially for a handheld console. Sonic lacks this in Sonic Chaos. Now, in terms of color, Sonic Chaos definitely wins, by far, thanks to the Game Gear, which is a fair criticism of Mario Land 2, because, historically speaking, during the 1990s, it wasn't just the battle between the Mustache Warrior and the Blue Bullet, but also the battle between Nintendo and Sega. When you change the colors in Mario Land 2, the game looks very pretty and charming looking. So it does have great color, actually, but Sonic does it better here. But in fairness to Mario, the colors of Mario Land 2 are more unique. Sonic Chaos does also allow you to play as Tails, though Mario Land 2 only allows you to play as, well, Mario. Mario Land 2 also has more interesting and charming villains that reflect each level. Okay, I'm going to cut it short with this one. Mario is the winner. As wonderful as Sonic Chaos is, Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, is too amazing for Sonic to beat, at least for this round. I give Mario 4 points and Sonic 2 points. Battle 6! Super Mario Land 2 versus Sonic Triple Trouble. Now, this battle is interesting because both Mario Land 2 and Sonic Triple Trouble are the best games for the Mascots on their company's portable consoles. This is a true 90s dream match. One special thing to note is that both games introduce a new character. Sonic Chaos gives us Knack the Weasel, and Mario Land 2 gives us Wario. Really great stuff. Now, in Sonic Triple Trouble, you can play as both Sonic and Tails, once again. So comparing both games, Sonic Triple Trouble has 5 main characters: Sonic, Knuckles, Knack, Robotnik, and Tails. That's pretty great. Jam-packed amount of characters for a portable adventure game. Mario Land 2, however, only has 3. Mario, of course, Wario, and you fight the main villain from Mario Land 1 in outer space, the purple alien character, Tatanka, in one boss battle. So it's more like 2.5 characters. Whereas in Triple Trouble, we see all 5 characters multiple times throughout the game. Another thing to note is that Sonic Triple Trouble has an intro cutscene. It's a short, charming, and exciting way to begin the game. Mario Land 2, well, doesn't have that. So to conclude this, I'm going to say that Sonic Triple Trouble is a little bit better than Super Mario Land 2, but both are amazing classic video games from the 90s. I give Mario 3 points, and I give Sonic 5 points.